check the smoke out in the valley. Should be able to see all of this stuff. You can still see it coming over the top. It's crazy smoky. This is Eli's 6th trad lead, and he chose like a relatively benign place to do it.
Pretty unknown spot.
Yeah. So just led up to Silverfish Corner. This thing, look at that line. I like the squammer. I think it's good for Yosemite granite, technical. But these arrived like brand new the other day. They hurt. How's it going, Eli?
Good, it's almost dinner time. The big wall was super fun. Setting up the bivvy was hectic, to say the least. It got dark really fast. We didn't have the headlamps out, and it's a hanging belay. Yep, no ledge to stand on. We've got some cheese, salami,
Nice.
some sag paneer.
What happened with the other sag paneer?
Oh yeah, we have a little casualty in the bag. Snowing ash.
Huge fires off to the east. Actually making the sky red. After that evening, I was just feeling beat down and realizing that there were so many of these kind of mid 12 pitches, kind of like E4, E5, or E6 depending, and I just realized that you've just got to be cruising them. You can't red point that many pitches and then you get to the cruxes. And it's kind of ironic that I wasn't particularly intimidated by the cruxes. The crux pitches, you can kind of spend time on them. They're kind of like aesthetically kind of easier. There's 12 Ds on that route, which I went up one time and I'm like, okay, I could do this again. It's not a problem. I know what I'm doing. But then there's 12 Bs, which is just like this funky Yosemite style climbing, and I'm terrible at it. It's morning. I want to sleep more. But check out the view. Pretty cool little sunrise going on. Just kind of intimidated by the climbing we're gonna have to do today. We go down, rework the traverse pitch, then we go down over there somewhere, and then we go up again. How was your first night?
Slept super well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just besides the smoke, everything was perfect.
So much smoke. These wildfires. I'm not sure I approve. That morning, led a couple more pitches, and one of them was like 11D, and it was legitimately quite scary. Quite poor gear, and I really ran out to a peg you could wobble with your finger, and I was just like, I don't know, like I'm done. And it was just genuinely like a weight lifted from my shoulders. Like, actually, you know, I'm not quite ready for this route. I don't have the necessary Yosemite style skills. So had a good sleep last night and decided that, I don't know, I think this route is too much for me. And it seems at the moment my head is not in a great place for hard leading. In the spring I was like super psyched, and yeah, it's good. Like, it's taking big falls, just getting up in its grill, but today it's not happening. So what you're seeing now is an up bail. We're just gonna go up as fast as we can, and we'll be off before the storm comes. over to the next ledge. Bit of traverse. The goal is in sight. How's it going, Eli? Are you hanging on that block? Yeah. But wait, what's that block held on by? No!
What are you doing and why?
Just coiling the tangliest rope in the world before it tangles with all the other ropes. And we're on Chicken Head Ledge. It's an amazing ledge. Look at it, and the sunset is just happening right now. Pretty damn cool. And this is like probably the best ledge I've ever been on. Just amazing. And our route carries on up there. Carrying on with the bail, the up bail, the upward bail.
Stylish up bail.
Yeah. Look at this mess. I can do it from this actually. Somehow failure is always more interesting than success. Every time I've gone and succeeded on something, the requirement for introspection and learning is somehow diminished by the fact that it went well. Guy gave to climb XYZ. It was hard, but he overcame because he's strong. It's pretty much the story of every climbing movie ever made. This video is a bit different. Guy goes to climb XYZ, finds it hard, lacks motivation, has poor head game, and bails. Quite close.
Damn, that boil's so fast. Crazy Chet boil. Jettiest of boils.
Today the smoke of the wildfire went down the other valley system. Kind of missed the main part so much. Much nicer this morning. I wouldn't get rained on by ash quite as much. Hello.
Are you gonna videotape my first wall poo? Pooping in a bag like normal. No need to make a big fuss. You're gonna give me stage fright.
Today at cooking school, we're going to show you how to make oats in a jet boil.
Make the water hot with fire. Second, open the package. Be sure that when you open the package, you open it at the top, not the middle. Then, put the package in the hot water, stir vigorously, and you're done.
I've been doing this pitch, technically easy Yosemite climbing. It just goes down this like ledgy, bushy, off-widthy, struggly with just loose blocks in it. Vicious. But the rope drag is so severe. I'm just going to put up all the rope, make a fixed anchor for Eli to Juma, and I'm just going to have to solo the last bit to get to the ledge. For the smoke, like grating its way out of the valley. Managed to break my gree-gree. Climbing the off-width. Must have got stuck out and then I pushed off it with my back. Whew. That was some bullshit. Was that fun?
In a way.
going, Eli.
Woo. Squeezies. Squeezy bits. Not my forte.
It was clear cut. I just didn't want to project the route anymore. And the question is why? I've had other projects which are hard and I've persisted on them and just kept going. Perhaps it was because it was such a massive challenge and it was not something I'd even really dreamt of doing. I had not even Googled the route or studied the topo before arriving in the valley. Perhaps it was because after 9 months of trad climbing I was losing my drive for it. Perhaps it was just being in the hot seat and having to work out all the data. It was just getting a bit much. At that point in time it was probably a mix of all three, but it really boiled down to two things. I was not good enough. I felt like I could successfully red point the crux pitches, especially if you line them up on the ground, but in between them there are loads of mid to high 512s and I was just not cruising them. I was finding them hard. To do a route like this, 512B should not be an issue. Although 7B would be no problem on sport, on this funky Yosemite weirdness, I'm just not good enough. And number two, I didn't want it bad enough. In spring, I wanted the Leaning Tower badly. It meant something to me. I took huge whips, I tried to climb it when it was soaking wet or running with water. This time, I just didn't want to fall at all. I didn't want to take the risk. And to take the risk and to fire up the cylinders, it seems that I really need to want it.
Yeah, jump back up. Good job, man.
In all, I freed, or very close to freed, 22 of 33 pitches. I also sent my first trad 13B. And I learned a lot about what it takes to do a route like this. I know how I would approach it if I was going to go back and try it again. I know the strategy, the approach, and the training that I would need to do. I'm going to let this one brew in my head. Maybe I will want it enough in the future. Maybe this could still be the standard climbing story and this is just the bit where I struggle. Time will tell. I feel no pressure.
All right.
And now for a special feature, merits of the mullet. So Eli, you have been sporting this fantastic mullet for the last few weeks. Now, what's the reason for the mullet and why are you trying to bring it back?
The mullet is the ultimate climber's haircut because I can wear a helmet, no problem, no hair in the way. I can climb all day in the hot sun without worrying about burning my neck or my ears. And if it's cold, it'll also keep me warm. It's also the ultimate in style. The mullet is definitely coming back in fashion. I see it all around the valley. Catalunya for sure. Tirana is covered in mullets. Actually, Loman, Idaho seemed to be a bit saturated as well. Imagine. No, it's an 80s resurgence. That's what's happening now.
So that's the end of merits of the mullet.